PSLE is coming. Can you solve this 2024 PSLE math question? By the end of this video, I'm going to share how difficult this question is. So the question goes, a rectangular piece of paper with length 50 centimeters is folded along the dotted line AC, where BC is 1/4 of BD. Then after that, after folding, the paper looks what is in figure 2. The paper is then cut into two pieces, X and Y, as shown in figure 3. The perimeter of y is 60 centimeters longer than the perimeter of x. Find the area of y. So in this case, we know that this whole thing is a rectangle. Then if we were to zoom it in, I changed the letters to be points inside this rectangle over here, so it's easier to see. So in the question, it says BC is 1/4 of BD. So that means BC over here is 1 unit and BD is 4 units. If you guess what is CD, if you guess 3 units, then you're right. Now we know that this is a rectangle, so that means this 4 units over here is also equal to the other side. So now we will just simplify this so it's easier to see. The parameter of y from the question is 60 centimeters longer than the parameter of x. So we are looking for the parameters. First thing first is that when we fold something, as what we see over here, folded sides have the same length. So if one of the sides is 50 centimeters, then the folded side over here will also be 50 centimeters. If one of the other side is 1 unit, then the other side is also 1 unit. So with that said, for area X over here, since this is 50, that means this is also 50, and that means this is also 1 unit. And this is, since this is a cutout from this whole rectangle over here, that means this part over here is also 50 centimeters and this part is 1 unit. And the last part is y over here is also 50 centimeters. Now we have the outline for both x and y, or the parameter for both x and y. Then we actually can solve for 1 unit. So we know from this statement it says y is 60 centimeters longer than parameter of x. That means y minus x is equal to 60. From here, we'll just create an equation from x parameter, which it looks something like this, right? X equal to 50 plus 1 unit plus 1 unit plus 50. Then y will then be equal to everything, right? 4 units plus 50 plus 1 unit plus 3 units plus 50. So from here, then we will just, simplify the equations for y and x. So it will look something like this. So y is 8 units plus 100, x is 2 units plus 100. So since we know y minus x is 60, then we will do the same with the two equations that we formed. Since we can cancel both 100, we minus off, then we will just left with 8 units and 2 units. So we will just minus, and this will give us 6 units. Since y minus x is 6 units, and from the question, y minus x is 60, that means 6 units is 60, 1 unit is equal to 10. From here, once we know 1 unit is 10, then we can find the area of y. So how do we get area of y? Basically, we'll get the whole area of the rectangle and minus area x. So in this case, for the rectangle area, how do we get the breadth, which is this 4 units over here? Since we know y is 1 unit, then the breadth is 40. Then we also know the length, which is 50. So we just multiply each other, and this will give us 2000. Since the rectangle area is 2000, the next thing is we want to get area x. So area x over here is a corner of the rectangle, which means that these two triangles over here, if we will split it up, they are actually, right angle triangles. So from here, we actually can get the area. So that means the triangular height is equal to 50 and the base is 1 unit, which is 10. From here, we get the area. In this case, this will be 250 for one triangle area. For area x, we have two triangles, which means we will need to multiply by 2, and this will give us 500 for area x. And the equation for area y will be 2000 minus 500, and this will give us 1500 for this question. And how difficult is this question? I would say it's 4 out of 5.